What's good, YouTube? My name is Cody. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and I have to tell you that you're in for a real treat today. We are taking a look at, I think, arguably, you could make a very strong case that this is potentially the best blitz in Madden 22. It's not, and the reasoning why is because of a lot of the methods that people will utilize to try to block blitzes. They're not going to be able to do that in this in particular case. And so that's kind of how we're going to start the video. So if you're new to the channel, hit the sub button. We do tips like this every single day. So if you want to get access to all the tips, hit the sub button. That way you don't miss any of the videos. Also, we're talking about nickel normal. Now, I really like nickel normal this year. I really, really like it. There's a lot that you can do with it, and I think the best pressure has existed in nickel normal for the majority of the season. It's just it's kind of taken us a while to get there because so many people have been trying to use contains or looping blitzes that really aren't that effective if your opponent goes play action. I'll talk about that in just a second, but if your opponent goes play action, it's really not that good to send this blitz. Or to send these contain blitzes, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go to wide first and kind of break down kind of a meta blitz at a wide, and then we're going to talk about nickel normal. So the first things first is this, and if I were to run, just simple mesh spot, and let's say I block my running back, okay, and let's say we just send this, and I'm going to stand right here at a wide, and we all know that we're going to get looping pressure. And you see it's really good pressure. Really good pressure. But if we block a tight end, it's basically GG's. Like, you're not going to be able... this blitz will not work if I block my tight end. And I'll show you that real quick. So, again, just crash up. Stand right here. And you see that the blitz is completely picked up. And they have plenty of time to abuse a wheel route. So... I wanted a blitz that, like, when I sent it, it was coming in, no matter what. And I felt like to get that, I really can't be containing. And that's where the nickel normal came up. So, again, if you want all of the coverage scheme, I've got so much on the nickel normal. And I just keep coming back to it. I feel like the coverage you can create some of the best coverage concepts, I think, in nickel normal. And we actually teach that nickel normal has pretty much every coverage that you can think of, and it's really good for a lot of different situations. So I would really recommend, if you're not running nickel normal, to consider it. You could even run 3-3-5 normal and audible into nickel normal if you wanted to have the ability to drop 9 and everybody react. I think you can get away with simply dropping 7 and then having the underneath guys be, they'll be fine in the underneath zone. But anyways, let's get to the blitz, and actually, you know what? One other thing I want to show about this is play action. So the rise of play action, spamming buttons has been doing this all year long, and people are finally starting to catch on. But basically, if you come out in any play action play and you just cancel your play action, it literally screws up the blitz this year. And this has been something that's been in Madden for a long time. Like, play action has always it doesn't always pick up blitzes better. But it almost every year, it will pick up a blitz differently. Now, what I'm going to show you in this video, like I said, is a blitz that could come in against a blocked tight end. It's a blitz that's going to come in against a blocked running back. It's a blitz that's not going to even look necessarily like a blitz. And I'm going to do my best to explain why with a simple, and I mean simple and abbreviated version of double A gap. Okay, so we're going to talk about double A gap for just a second, and use Overstorm Brave as if it was like our mid blitz. Okay, and I'm going to come out in Z spot. So essentially, these guys would be like in the gap, but the gist of mid blitz is if they block, like if they send their running back on a route, then I could just go guard the running back, and you see that we get double edge pressure, really good pressure. Okay. Now, the whole key is if they block somebody, typically the running back, most importantly, which this was more of a last year concept, but if they block somebody, and typically it's the running back, then you don't have to go cover him, so you can kind of run down and kind of mess them up a little bit. So same thing here, kind of run down and whoa, see what just happened? And it was picked up. Now in double A gap, it would certainly be able to come in. The blitz would be able to come in a little bit better. Okay. Another situation would be like, what if they block their tight end? Well, if they block their tight end, the guy that's guarding the tight end will go cover the running back. So you're in a situation where you come down and then you just try to get out here to the running back, and you see that it does come in against a blocked tight end. Now, the way that you pick up mid-blitz and the way that you pick up these 6-man pressures is through blocking your running back and your tight end. And so you'll see here, I'm going to come all the way in, and it's not going to work. I can't get the pressure. And, I mean, you can run away, you roll away, plenty of time to hit a read. And I'll show that one more time. So, very simple. Just block your tight end and block your running back from bunch. And this is what makes bunch good every year. Every year, this is why bunch is good. So, they come in, and you see this picks up pretty much everything. They have to really commit with their user. And you saw that I have a one-play score basically wide open. And I'll show it one more time, and then we'll get into the blitz for today. And this is, I mean, you can run it like this, but notice something else that's really important. I'm having to bring the safety over the center. That's a really big important thing. And we're going to come back to that in just a second. But as you can see, it doesn't matter if I touch and go. And if they pick that blitz up, which they typically can, you got plenty of time. And obviously, I'm just running random routes, but you got plenty of time. So, now enter today's video. Two main things that are problematic about that blitz. The first is that the first thing that is problematic about that blitz is it doesn't come in against a max protect offense, a max protect bunch offense at that. So they don't even have to call a play action play. They just block the running back, block their tight end, and it's picked up. Okay. The second thing that is really important to be aware of is that you have to bring your safety down. Now, why would this matter? Well, it matters, and we're going to come out of nickel blitz too, so if you want to grab that, you can. It matters because let's say that I'm in cover 6, and I'm trying to run this coverage. My deep half, which is the best zone in cover 6, is pointless, and if they do something like this, of course, sorry about that, but if they do something like that where they block their tight end, and they, like bunch trail, great example. So they block their tight end and they wheel their running back, and I send that blitz, and even if it comes in, you'll notice that relatively quickly this square receiver is open and I can just lob it, and it's almost always a touchdown. It's very difficult to do that because you've got to come down. And not only do you have to come down, but it robs you of being able to play a lot of coverages. And so this is why I created this Nickel Blitz 2 concept. And really, you can do this out of anything. So I'm going to go back to just a 5-out play. And I'm going to show you my blitz. So Nickel Blitz 2, all we're going to do is we are going to pinch our defense. We're going to crash our defensive line to the left side. And then we're going to globally blitz both of our linebackers. You see, that's what it looks like. So we're sending 6, just like we would out of mid-blitz, okay? And we're going to stand right here. Now, what I like to do with the coverage on the left side is, man, this is an interesting adjustment, but you can kind of mess with them a little bit, but try to take away quick to read. So you can kind of do that right there on the right side, and then on the left side, you know, you can kind of play just simple hard flats. I like to shade coverage down, but anyways, you're going to guarantee your pressure. So the biggest thing you got to watch out for, in my opinion, is the block tight end. So one way I like to get around that is if I put that inside quarter there, that's a really good zone for covering tight end wheels. And then I know that I'm responsible for the number 2 receiver, or that slot receiver. So anyways, to snap the ball, you'll see pressure comes in instantly. And as you can see, it's double-edged, just like mid-blitz was. So now I want to go through a cycle. So the first step is we're going to go through a blocking, kind of prospectus, I guess. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to, and it's real simple to set up, by the way, literally pinch your line or pinch your defense, crash your line to the running back side, and blitz your linebackers. And that's it. And you see here, this doesn't, the safety's not in the box, okay? So it doesn't really appear to the offense that I can blitz and come clean if they block a running back or a tight end. Just like in mid-blitz, if I was to use with the linebacker and leave the safety up top, it wouldn't look like pressure. That's the important thing. It would look like a basic 5-man, but it wouldn't look like something that you can get in against a blocked tight end. So here you are. I'm blocking my tight end, and then you can do whatever coverage you want. And what you'll see is it comes in off the edge. Super fast, by the way. Super fast pressure off of the edge. Now, again, if you want to learn the whole nickel normal defense, this is just one piece of it. If you want to learn the whole nickel normal defense, it is in my Patreon membership. It is really, really in depth. I've got probably 4 hours of material on nickel normal. My Patreon membership also covers several other ebooks, so if you want to get access to it, again, there's a link in the description below. But now I wanted to spend just a few more minutes with you on, and this is sometimes happens, like for example, out of 3-3-5 odd, all you have to do is instead of blocking your tight end, you block your running back. So we got the running back manned up with this backside corner, okay, instead of the safety. Now I want you to watch what that guy does, and I also want you to watch the pressure. So I'm going to go to Z spot, block my running back, snap of the ball, and what you see is the pressure still comes in. Now, this is really important. What you get when you get this concept to work really well is you get a automatic double team on this side, which is why you don't have to cover anything to the left. Your only concern is the trips. So you see here, he bails back inside, so you can't throw a slant here. You've got bracket coverage on this. You can't throw a post, and you can't, that's a tight throw if they even make that throw. But notice this real quick. The running back at the snap of the ball he's manned up, so he glitches out. And now look at this. This guy is coming free again. And so now where are they throwing this football? Well, are you throwing the flat? No. Are you throwing, and again, I'd have a safety, but, it's a tough throw. Whatever you decide is a tough throw. Now, again, this doesn't look like a max pressure look. And that's the thing that I think is so important to note about this. It doesn't look like a max pressure look. So there's a decent chance that you don't even have to send this nickel corner. So you could, if you wanted to, you could play some cover 2 sink and just send 5. And because, again, they're going to be in a position where they're probably just sending people out on a route, right? And look at the pressure. Super simple. It's a 5-man version. Okay? Now, once you notice that they block their tight end or they start to block their tight end and their running back, that's where you want to send a little bit more pressure. So now what we're going to do is we're going to max protect. We're going to block our tight end and we're going to block our running back. And again, we're going to stand right here. And what you'll see that, and this is what I absolutely love about this concept, is the tight end glitches out, and it really comes down to, does the running back go guard him or not, or go block him or not. Here's how you get the guy to not do that. Okay, for those of you that have stuck around the whole video, I really appreciate it. And like I said, if you want the real in-depth stuff, get the Patreon membership, because we go really deep with this defense. It's the best blitz in the game. Nobody's been running this, in my opinion, especially this way. But anyways, if they max protect out of Z-spot, what you'll see is if you just hold left trigger, the running back will freeze, and look at that. Look at how good that blitz is. This is max protect bunch, and I know we're sending a lot of people, but we're not sending any more than mid blitz, and we're getting a way better result. Look at this. Perfect pressure. And again, all I did at the snap was I just hit left trigger, and that's all you have to do, by the way. Like, you can do that for the 5-man too. So if I just wanted to send 5, and let's say that I wanted this guy, to kind of play some chess on him and go, again, I really like this concept. This concept right here is really good. But anyways, if you take a look at this nickel blitz in this situation, so I've got the tight end manned up. So let's say that they run mesh spot, and again, they're sending 5 out. A lot of people in bunch like to send 5 out every time, almost every time. What you'll see here is I'm just going to click left trigger. Just click left trigger. And oftentimes that pressure will come off that right edge. I would rather have the pressure come. This is just my opinion. I would rather have the nickel corner in coverage on a vert hook, and I would rather shade down out of that. That gives me really good coverage on the wheel from mesh spot. Really good coverage, and they just don't have time, especially if you sneak this in. They won't have time to hit the corner, so they only really have the left side of the screen. And again, this is real simple. We're just crashing our line left, blitzing our linebackers. Everybody else is in coverage. This is a 5-man blitz. Just hit the left trigger, and as you can see, it comes in super fast. So that's what's going to trigger, again, them to block an additional player. Once they start blocking an additional player, if you want to really mess with them, you can go to this setup that I just gave you, where now if they block a tight end, it really doesn't matter. And the cool part is you don't really even have to move. Like, you don't have to move. Look at how fast this blitz comes in. And there's play action for you. There's play action for you. You see play action doesn't do anything. So, the play action, and I'll show you the block tight end. Now, I will say, if they max protect out of play action, it's probably their best chance at picking this up. But you'll see it's not 100%. And you see, it does get picked up against max protect play action. But I think it's, again, you want to pass commit. I don't think I pass committed there. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. So pass commit. Let me re-blitz this guy. He shouldn't be on a contain. But anyways, let me pass commit a little bit here. Block my tight end. And you see that, again, it does get picked up. But to me, you force them into something like this. Now, when you go... Now, it doesn't... Let me be very clear about something, though. Let's say they go play action and they want to send out 4. That ain't going to work. You're going to see right here that the nickel corner, he's stuck, but he'll come in. So they can't just go play action. It's everything good. And let me show you how this works out of against trips. Or not trip, but just, yeah, we can do tray. So like PA counter go. So what you can do, nickel blitz 2, we're just going to simply crash our line to the right, blitz both of our linebackers. We're going to user this guy. And what you'll see here is you're going to get A-gap pressure. What more can you want? What more can you want? Like, not very many people out of trips like to max pro. Not very many people like to max pro. So, literally they like to go play action. Boom. You see you got, it's coming. The pressure's coming. And if you wanted to against trips, what you could do is a man-aligned defense. Now, daggone it. This linebacker needs to be in here, and there's ways to get him back in there. But anyways, so you're going to send heavy heat here, right? And then we're going to have really, really good coverage over there. So we're going to blitz that corner. Now, what I would do if I were you, and I was in this situation with your user, I would user this guy so that I could user the running back and then maybe have like a guy over there for the tight end. Maybe you just man him up. These are just random adjustments, okay? But anyways, the point is, and this is a 7-man or 6-man, I'm sorry, but literally, you're going to see this is insane. So snap the ball, and you see you got it coming super fast. That's so fast. It's such fast pressure. And it's really this. And the cool part is you can do this out of anything. So here's cover 1 robber. And we know that people that run trips, what do they not like to do? They don't like, most people that run trips, they don't like to put their running back on a route. They're going to block him and play action. So what can you do? Well, you can go ahead and now you have the ability to, maybe throw a vert hook and maybe do a little something like this. And you're sending pressure. And again, if you wanted to have everybody manned up, you could take that guy and blitz him off the edge. And you see how those blitz angles stack so well from this set. And now, it's really hard to complete a pass against this defense. And so, again, there I forgot to pass commit, but you see the potential. If you don't want to have a man-aligned look, that's fine. You don't have to. My recommendation would be to click on this guy right here and make sure you pass commit. But what you'll see here, again, you're still going to get pressure. And this is how you get that A-gap. And it's coming clean. So now what does the offense have to do? Well, the offense has to block a tight end and a running back. Okay. So there it is. Obviously, you could go max coverage off of this, which I really recommend. I'm not saying run this every play, but this is against max protect trips. And what you'll see here is a lot of times you'll get that edge. We didn't get it right there. A lot of times you will get the edge coming in off that side. So again, let me show it one more time, and then we'll get out of your hair. But just so again, pass commit. And you might have to hold left trigger or whatever, but just, you see how he's fighting through the middle? See that? You can't step up in that. And that's where, if you wanted to put contains on there, you could. My recommendation, another little thing you can do from this, because we know trips is heavy blocking to the right side, we could do something like this where we're using Hightower, and then, this is max protect trips, and snap the ball, and I'm just going to come out, and you see there, I picked it up, but again, it's still really, really good. And it has to be play action, and they can't block this without it. So, let's say they go Max Pro, let me see if I can set this up right. So if they go Max Pro out of trips, oops, like this, there we go. If they go Max Pro out of trips, a lot of times this still comes in. See that left side guy looping around the edge. And again, we showed a little bit of a sneak preview of the mana line stuff. The mana line stuff is probably a lot better. And we talk a little bit more about that in the ebook. But again, the really, really cool part of this and the biggest piece of this whole thing is, let's say I want to go to cover 6. So it looks exactly like the Blitz. Everything looks exactly the same. Now all I need to do is we're going to go with a, we're going to go with a flat on the left, and we're going to go with a bluff blitz to the right. And now you see this looks exactly the same as the Blitz, right? But now we're in drop 8, and that's what makes this such a good concept. And you see how good the sheds are from nickel normal. So try this out. Give this a shot. I think you'll really like this defense. And if you want to check out the full ebook, join our membership. You get everything by joining the membership. So there's no reason really not to. It's only $10 a month. And literally it unlocks all of our ebooks, all of our updates. We have over 20 offensive and defensive ebooks over there and a ton of updates. So I'll get out of your hair, but thanks for watching, for those of you that stuck around. And again, the nickel normal pressure is unmatched because you can do it all from a coverage look, and you could still send 6 and absolutely have great defense. Thanks for watching the video. This is my favorite defense by far for any compression set. And then trips, trips is a little different, but certainly can defend trips as well. Thanks for watching. If you want to get the ebooks, join the membership down in the description.